Are you ready for the perfect storm of rhetorical questions? Do you want to be funnier in life? Wouldn't it be great to make other people laugh? Do you want to be the star of your department? Do you want to have more friends in life? Do you want to be like a stand-up comedian, making laugh 1,000 people? Like Ricky Gervais, or Jerry Seinfeld, or Ellen DeGeneres? This is your session. On the 5th of October 2005, I started my rhetorical journey at Toastmasters International. Back then, I thought humor is impossible. Today, I know humor is almost the easiest thing of them all. You know why? Because humor is based on patterns. Patterns are great. Think about nature. The snowflake, the peacock, death by PowerPoint templates. Nature is full of patterns. Patterns are great because they are based on regularity. They're based on elements that repeat in a predictable manner. And this is why I can predict laughter when I apply patterns of humor. In my first 15 years of public speaking, I uncovered 8 patterns of humor. 8 secrets of stand-up comedians. My friend, welcome to Humor's 8. Number 1, hyperbole or exaggeration. Imagine reality were a bag of dog poo. Now what hyperbole does is it inflates reality, it exaggerates. Hyperbole means in Old Greek excess. It does this to reality. Examples. In the mornings, my brain is the size of a flea. Guy in my training said, do you know this? You walk through the hallway to the office of your boss. And while you walk through the hallway, on the way to your boss, the walls are crushing you. I mourned the death of my rhetorical class for 9 weeks. And one guy in history, he went one step further. He did this.
Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick.
Exaggerate. It's a pattern of humor. Pattern of humor number 2. Understatement. Understatement deflates reality. It makes it smaller than it is. For me, based on experience, the masters of understatement are the British. And there's only one scratch in the history of all scratches.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary.
'Tis but a scratch.
So next time you suffer from a hurricane, say, at least my plants got watered. The third pattern, irony. Irony is this: yes equals no. Examples. My client is as friendly as a choleric Rottweiler. I get along with my wife, like Tom and Jerry. Oh great! Now I forgot my punchline. The fear of big words is called hypermonstrosis quipedaliophobia. And if you need any more advice on how to use irony, isn't it ironic? Pattern of humor number 4, the punch. This is the classical pattern of almost every joke in the history of jokes. You build an expectation and then you build it and you build it and then you deviate, and that's the punchline. I moved to the most exciting town in the United States of America, Boise, Idaho. Rodney Dangerfield, an amazing comedian, went on to another level in 2004. He said, my wife and I were happy for 20 years, then we met. The problem is, people all the time say it the way it is. They say, well, and then I studied something boring, which was law. Not so my friend and business partner, John Zimmer from Canada, who is an amazing speaker.
When I graduated from school, I joined what I thought was the noblest, most admired, most respected profession in the world. I became a lawyer.
The punch works particularly well with humorous threesomes. I came, I saw, I got divorced. In our company, we have to tackle 3 challenges: big data, people, death by PowerPoint. Have you ever slipped on one of these? That is pattern number 5. The English didn't have a word for it, so they borrowed it from us Germans. Schadenfreude. To laugh about the misfortune of others must be a German institution. But it works. And it works well. Sometimes we have to sacrifice one person for the sake of 200 laughs. The fall of the alpha dog. Look for the alpha dog. The VIP in the audience or a very popular person. I mean, imagine there's him sitting in your audience. Obviously, he has to fall. Schadenfreude. Who falls the deepest? With stand-up comedians in Germany, she falls. In the UK, he falls. And in the US, he falls. And in Russia, be careful with the fall of the alpha dog. There's a difference between to make fun of, that's bad, and to have fun with, that is great. Imagine there's a woman sitting in the first row in your speech, in your presentation, and her name is Mrs. Miller, and Mrs. Miller is the CEO of your multinational company. So you could say something like, "You can do that, and my colleagues, you can do that, and you even can do that. But don't tell Mrs. Miller." At the time of shooting this video, as a corporate trainer for public speaking and charisma, I had experienced 10,980 speeches in 15 countries. Now, all patterns you see in this video, all of them, are always on the positive side. I call it the plus side of feedback. Humor cannot be negative. But there is one pattern, and this is pattern number 6, which sticks out. And that is when you poke fun at yourself. Pattern number 6, self-deprecating humor. When you're too tall, make fun of it. When you're too small, make fun of it. When you were too ugly as a child, like Rodney Dangerfield, make fun of it.
You know, what a childhood I had. My mother never breastfed me. She told me she liked me as a friend.
Self-deprecating humor, making fun of your size, your twang, your personality, anything that is you. Poke fun at yourself. Let's take a break. Because the first 6 patterns of humor all have one thing in common. Imagine humor as an apple tree. And every apple is a laugh. There are laughs that we only can harvest when we first plant the seed. Hyperbole, understatement, irony, punch, fall of the alpha dog, and self-deprecating humor. All these are seeds. Then we have 2 apples. We just have to pluck. That's the last 2 patterns of humor. The first apple you can pluck right away is call the room. Golden rule for speakers, for comedians. Whenever there is a disruption, you call the room. Somebody sneezes just in the wrong moment. Thank you for killing my climax. Some phone goes off. If it's my mother-in-law, tell her I'm busy. When I have a punchline and nobody laughs, which happens, I say, this is the moment you're supposed to laugh. And they laugh. Disruption equals stop and call the room. Golden rule. It's an apple, you just have to pluck. And the last pattern of humor, call back. Whenever something funny happened in your room, this is the moment to memorize it and later on at another stage, call back. Call back to dog poo bags. Callbacks to slipping on bananas. Callbacks to apples, especially when in the meantime I had some bite. In the end, what it is, it's the running gag. And that is an apple you just have to pluck. Call back, they will laugh again. And here you have them, Humor's 8. 8 secrets of stand-up comedians. Hyperbole, understatement, irony, punch, fall of the alpha dog, self-deprecating humor, call the room, and call back. With these 8 patterns of humor, you will be the star of humor wherever you communicate in your life. So what are you waiting for? Task for you, write down 3 humorous lines. You can come up with 3 humorous lines. 3 lines only. That's your beginning to a new world, to a new future of becoming a stand-up comedian yourself. When I see Ricky Gervais, Jerry Seinfeld, or Ellen DeGeneres, I always smile with the biggest smile of admiration. Because in the end, humor will and will be forever